Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we are doing, well, it's Christmas time.
It's Christmas time.
It would only be right to do a Christmas movie.
It would.
So, we're doing Silent Night, Deadly Night 3.
Three. What's the
Better
hash?
watch, better
Yeah.
watch out.
Better watch out. That's right.
Yeah. Mhm. Real quick, thank you to all the new subscribers. Been doing great. Thank you. We love you. Um, all right, let's jump into this movie.
Okay.
Man, I was hoping for something awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get something awesome,
Mm.
but we're working on being positive people here. So let's just
Yeah.
jump in.
Positivity.
Let's just jump into the video store totals. All right. This movie was directed by Monty Hellman.
Yeah.
I assume it's Hellman like the mayonnaise, not Hellman. The budget was anywhere between 350,000 to 700,000. That's all the
$10.
information. Yeah, $10. Uh and there were 8 kills and 1 pair of boobs. So, did you enjoy this?
I did. I did. I did. There are
I feel like
problems.
you're
I
just being a
will. Oh my God. No,
contrarian on
I
here.
swear to God. Yes, there are problems with this movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, from front to back.
Yeah. We can get into that. You know, I can bitch, but
Yeah,
yeah. But overall, it's like, yeah, it was kind of different.
yeah,
I don't know why. Like, if I had to bitch about this, I don't know why Silent Night, Deadly Night just can't fucking make
a
a
good,
movie.
yeah, yeah,
Like, you have this awesome title,
right,
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
right,
Okay, just film a goddamn John Hughes movie, throw a Santa Claus in there with an axe,
yeah,
and comedy ensues.
yeah,
It's just like,
dude. It seems
it's
so
so
simple,
easy.
but then again, we've never made a movie, so let's try to be positive.
Right, right.
So the only thing that really bothers me about this movie, because you're right, it is pretty unique in its idea of having a blind sidekick that's doing experiments on,
Yeah,
Ricky, that
don't
is a
yeah,
serial killer in a coma.
yeah, well, that's the guy from the first movie.
Right. Yeah, I
Okay, you
know.
got that. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen them,
You've seen it. Okay.
but so like that whole idea of that being the base of the story is good.
Hmm.
I get that. That's cool. That's fun. um it just dragged ass. Like
Yes.
the practical effects, like the lady getting her throat slit,
Hmm.
the nurse lady, great, good job. The brain thing, good job.
Yeah, it
like
looks
like
cool.
yeah, it's very reminiscent of like an early horror movie, like, very basic, very, like, obviously would not work, but you suspend disbelief in these
Hmm.
types of movies anyways. It just dragged ass, and that bothered me because
Right.
this could be such a like fire fueled, like, badass movie of him. But even the character,
The killer.
Bill Moseley's character, Ricky, is just sombering
Yeah,
along. Like,
Frankenstein
the movie is
walking. Yeah.
already dragging ass, and then you're literally making the killer drag ass. Why would you
Right.
do that? Why would
This
you do that?
this movie's so dull. There's a cell phone commercial in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
notice that? Where the guy's trying to sell like basically cell phone, like, everybody's gonna have one of these one day.
yeah, yeah,
And the guy's like, yeah, no, no,
yeah,
not with the research that I'm doing and
yeah,
stuff or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
But yeah, I was just like, oh shit, wow, someone was right and someone was wrong on that fucking movie.
yeah.
Um,
I think that they gave Laura a lot of fun little quips and things like where
Yeah.
she's like, Merry Christmas, not for you. Like,
Yeah.
like those things like that. She's like, ah, it's nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you. I heard you give great head.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. She's a
just that, like her character is good. I
yes.
enjoy her, and she played a blind person very well
Yeah.
because
Very.
she just focused on one thing, kind of like off, and all this stuff is happening, and no matter if you can see, you will be distracted and look over at whatever is
Eye
happening.
jotting and
Yeah,
yeah.
she did not do that. There was none of that in the movie, or at least they made sure that the cuts that they kept, that was not happening. So she did a great job with that.
I could believe she was blonde.
I
You
looked
know?
it up. I looked
Yeah.
it up because I wasn't sure. I was like, is she
Is
blind,
she
or
really
like
fucking blind? Yeah.
is she
Like
blind, or like, but
yeah. You know, and you were saying about the visual effects
mhm.
earlier.
Yeah,
Not that much, but like a couple seconds ago.
yeah.
But yeah, there's some really cool ones in here, but I notice
Mhm.
every kill kind of happens off screen. Like
That's
it's
just low
edited.
budget.
Yeah, like instead of having to see it, um other than like stomach stab
Yeah.
or but I mean like the person who's like working on that shit looked really good. I mean, like everything from like the shotgun wound, which
Hmm.
my brain's still going, no, that fucking elbow would have been fucking ground beef at that distance.
It, yeah, depends on the distance.
It was like a fucking 410 or something. But the and even like there were like some really good atmosphere, like that whole hospital. Like I was afraid it was going to be all in the hospital. And I was like, oh no, stuff
Right. Right.
like those white walls. And especially when we were in the dream, I was like, oh
Mhm.
no,
Yeah.
this is going to be real rough.
Yeah.
And then we got like, okay, brother comes and picks her up. And then
Mhm.
we're going to grandma's in California. And it's just
Yeah.
like, no, we can't be like, snowy outside and shit like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, because
Yeah.
it's
You
cheaper to
missed
film.
the whole fucking Christmas part of the movie.
In Pry or no,
Peru.
Pi- no, Pyru.
Pyru. Pyru, yeah.
Yeah, Pyru.
Yeah.
And
Which is an offset of the Bloods. So I
yes,
don't know why they chose that. Unless it's a real place, then
because of blood.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was sitting there and watching it, and I was just like, as bad as this is it worse than? And I mean, like, Silent Night, Deadly Night is not a fucking measuring stick of horror.
No.
We're
No.
not, like, oh man, the first one was so much. The first one made sense. The second one
Right.
made no sense,
Right.
other than fucking garbage day.
Right.
And then the third one just had to be kind of like, it just kind of had to breathe. And they were like, well, we got to do something different, and
Yeah.
they did it. They accomplished that goal.
Yeah.
Is it Was it good?
I think it's kind of crazy at the amount that, or I think it's kind of crazy at the fact that there's about 8 people in this movie.
There's like
It's
8.
a very small cast.
Mhm.
Um, and they did a lot with it, but the I just want Silent Night, and I'll watch 4 and 5 just to make sure, but I want Silent Night to stop cutting in clips of previous movies.
The
I feel like Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 clipped in clips of Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 into the exact same fucking movie. Like every single one of these movies has clips from the first one.
that's
The
to
second
remind
one,
you it's the second. It's a prequel. I mean, it's a sequel.
the second one was the first one all over again with like 10 extra minutes.
And Garbage Day.
Yeah. And 3 is got so many clips back. Well, not so many, but a fair amount of clips back
The
to the original.
Yeah, they're back
And
to
it's
the
like,
original.
come on, dude. Like, I already watched the first one. I
Right.
know nobody just starts on number three, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Like, except for Dude Pro Party Massacre 3.
Right.
But that's because there is no one and two. So
Right. And that's really where we're, you know, with this direction. I know this was a quick cash grab of trying to get just a horror movie, probably coming out around Christmas time. We need something in the theater, then we'll do Silent Night, Deadly Night 3.
I think
Or
this went straight to video.
oh, did it? I could believe it. I could believe it
It
100%.
I think that they realized how much they messed up with number two and just tried to shake it up completely
Mm-hmm.
and go, all right, same thing millions of other horror movies have done, where they just drop it and they go, sorry about the last one, here you go. And they took a creative idea, they
Right.
did everything right, they just didn't add enough oomph to the
In the right
movie.
area, where it's like Bill Moseley, bad guy character.
Yeah,
First thing he kills
yeah,
is a Santa Claus. And I was
yeah.
like, oh, cool. Now he's going to don the Santa Claus suit. No,
Right, exactly.
no.
Exactly.
Like
Misstep.
how fucking, I know that like little headpiece
Yeah,
was, I was like, oh, I get it. They don't want to put him in the Santa Claus suit because he would have to put the Santa hat on. And
right.
that's real expensive. But yet in the next fucking scene, he puts like a stocking cap on and
Yeah,
like, and it's just like, well, where's the Santa suit? Just put the
yeah,
Santa suit on. It
yeah,
would be so much more if he had the Santa suit on, like the guy
yeah,
on the telephone, like, oh, hey, Santa's here.
yeah,
We'll talk dirty later,
yeah, yeah.
and then like we have Santa Claus, but no, we didn't want to do that. We don't
Yeah,
want to
and
do that. Why?
it seems odd that they wouldn't have put him in the Santa suit, even if he just put the Santa hat on top of his thing or didn't wear the Santa hat at all. The
Right.
suit is the important thing because that is what triggers him from the very beginning. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they didn't watch the first one, because to not have him in the Santa suit seems completely counterintuitive to the name of the movie,
Yeah.
the first one, the time of year it's supposed to be. Like, everything is based on Christmas and Santa and snow, and no, we're not doing any of that
Yeah.
except for in the clips that we cut it. Like, what?
Yeah, that's the
It
only
didn't
thing
even
we're
look
gonna.
cold. It didn't even look
No,
cold.
no, it was California. They
Well,
had
I
coats
mean, in the
on.
first
Yeah.
one, it's, still snow. It's
Snowy
still,
and
yeah.
yeah.
And when he's a little kid getting attacked by Santa, he's still, it looked cold. The sheriff's wearing a warm hat and
Right.
jacket and stuff. Nothing. But
No.
he's walking around in a hospital gown. Like, it's not cold. It's fucking 80 degrees outside. So what is it? Just, it missed the mark on those, and how slow it was. But outside of that, like, I think that if they were going to remake this movie, they could totally do it and pull it off really well. And it would
Hmm.
be a very successful movie if they just listen to us and then take our advice and go on.
Killer
But
Santa Claus. Boom.
yeah, yeah. Killer Santa Claus,
Killer
make
Santa
a
Claus.
lot more action in this movie.
Right. And
Make a lot more happen.
I know there is another movie out there like that. I think there's like 12 Killer Santa Claus movies,
Wow. Yeah.
or, like someone in a Santa suit doing the
Right.
killer, but you can do so much with it. And I think that's why the first one works well, is because of like, oh, we saw Santa,
Right.
ringing a bell. Okay. And that whole thing
Right.
of what's the perpetrator. He's dressed as a Santa. That's all we know.
Yeah.
And you could do just so much with that, where that's just such a good idea.
It's the same idea of Michael Myers on Halloween night.
Right.
The cops don't know who he is because everybody's wearing a fucking Michael Myers
Right.
mask.
Right.
Or Ghostface on the subway in the
Mm-hmm.
newest one. Everybody's wearing a Ghostface costume. That's more meta versions of it, but it's still the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they could really do this, just ramp up I don't even mind the off-screen kill. I'm okay with that if it's done well, which I think that they did do it well.
If the
Just more
reveal
of
looks
it.
good, and
Right.
these did.
Right.
These
Yeah.
did. The throat cut, the
Right.
even when the guy who got stabbed in the stomach,
Yeah.
and my brain went, oh, those fatal stomach stabs. Look at he's dead. And then they revealed him and he's still alive.
Mhm.
He's holding on to his guts. And I was like, oh, that does look really good, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um I did a what when the
Yeah.
brother came back to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah, because she already cried over his dead body and
right,
everything. Like,
right.
yeah.
And then like he was like, I'm gonna save you. And then he's like, oh shit, I forgot. No, I'm not that strong,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever. And he just dies again. I was like, damn, I have to grieve over him twice. Nah, once is fine. Fucking I'm out. But
It made me flash back to when the little redhead on Stranger Things was crying over her brother in the mall when he dies because they look the same. Like they
yeah,
both had long curly blonde hair, wearing denim shirts. Like they were the same fucking character.
yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, I gotta go through this
Oh my god.
emotional roller coaster
Yeah,
again. God damn it.
a whole time the brother's on like on screen, my brain's just going, what products do you use? What products are those?
Dude, that
Because
was those were some intense curls,
that's
man.
not I woke up this morning. You know, I just woke up this morning, kind of just fluffed it and shit. No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
No.
Those are products. Did
Yeah.
you sleep with curls? You know, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it always like that? Because it's not like that in Twin Peaks, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but then like uh, no nothing doctor, you know, like
Yeah.
what
The
is he trying to do?
yeah, what
He's
was the idea? What was the idea? Like he was just trying to learn more about Ricky, I guess,
I guess
was the
he's
whole thing.
his experiment. The what I cut from it was that if he can psychically connect to Ricky, they can prevent crimes in the future. You know,
Well,
kind of
yeah,
like
like the Minority Report idea of
right,
like we can predict the crime, we can stop the crime. But at the same time, it's like what number one, why? Like what do you
no,
why? Because you're trying to learn about his past to figure out what triggered him to make him the way that he is so that you can stop people like him from existing.
right,
And then also, why is Laura being so coy? Why is she not giving up the information?
don't
She's
know.
just, I mean, it's her fault. Like, if she would have told him what was happening in those dreams, like, they could have possibly prevented this or stopped it early enough
Right.
before he woke up. Granted, the movie would have been 7 minutes, but at least it would have been an action packed
I don't
seven
know.
minutes.
It's kind of like that thing where like, you know, your friend tells you, "Man, I had a dream last night." And you're like, "Oh yeah, what did you dream about?" And then it's just like, "All right, well, I don't remember very much, but it's this thing." Okay, so it's
Yeah.
yeah, imagine trying to tell someone like that, you
But
know,
we
like
don't
in
know. I mean, when he asks her to describe, when she first wakes up from the first attempt
dream,
or
yeah.
whatever, she goes, I can see in my dreams. And he's like, yeah, you would be able to see in your dreams, which is true. My dad is 90% blind, but when he dreams, he says he sees full color, clear images.
Right.
So, like, that she could have, like, very easily told him not only that, but like, the idea of it is just odd to me to do in general.
Just yeah, it's to
And
move the story, if anything.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it was creative. It was an interesting idea. It was a fun concept.
Right.
I feel like they didn't play on it very well because she comes out, she's
Mm-mm.
coy about what she's saying, and then later she just starts having his dreams or
Yeah,
memories or whatever.
visions. Yeah,
They're
visions.
psychically connected somehow or something like that.
Hmm.
That's why he knew that they were going to Peru and, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't
Right.
know.
She starts hearing he and her are
Laura.
yeah connected now, and
Laura.
it's just so. It's
I'm just
so
gonna do
sad.
that for the rest of the movie.
Lar. Um, but it just it's these like amateur mistakes in a horror movie. I don't know who wrote it, but
I
it's
don't
just
know.
like
We were going to do the writer and the video store totals, but you were like, nah, fuck that. So that
yeah,
information's not privy right now.
fuck that writer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's just like that small details where it's just like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why are they now psychically connected? I know she's got magical powers, but
Right. Right.
you know, why is this happening? You know, why is she, like at the end, she breaks the light perfectly, I might add. That
Mm.
light crack at the end,
Yeah.
that was like,
Yeah. The
wow.
element was still
Yeah,
perfectly lit and then faded out.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But why is the room still lit? I know it's, you got to have
Yeah.
that dark, you
Yeah.
can't film in the dark, but
Right.
it's pretty immaculate that everybody can see. I mean, it's pretty
Immaculate.
obvious.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that everybody can still see in that room,
Yeah.
you know?
See, that's the kind of thing that I don't mind in a horror movie. Like,
No,
oh, the
no.
lights are out, but you can still see everything just fine because the
It's
lights
just
aren't
silly.
really out.
It's just
Yeah.
silly. It's
Yeah.
like it's
Those are
cartoon.
the things that like don't bother me in movies. Those are things that I can be like, yeah, okay. But
Right.
it's just like man, there were so many things that I just kept looking at going, could have done better than that.
Of
Could have done
course.
better than that. Could have done better than that. And I don't know if it's like it, you know what it feels like? It feels like the movie when it has nothing to say, instead of trying to fill the space, they're like, no.
Yeah.
Like we don't have dialogue written for the scene. Yeah, all right,
Who
film
cares?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
film it. Put
Put
some
stuff
music
on.
on,
Yeah.
make him go Laura a couple times, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like I
Make
would
it,
love to talk to Bill Moseley about this and be like, hey man, do you regret this?
not even regret, but hey, Bill, why do you remember on the set like
Yeah,
what
why you did
the
any of this?
production or the direction was given,
Right. Yeah.
for you? Was it just, a Frankenstein, you know,
Right.
because I almost like, yeah, there's enough in here, like enough of the guts in here to feel like, no, this is a direct sequel. This isn't like something that they were working on and they were like, we're not going to be able to sell this as like, brain surgery for whatever. We'll sell it as fucking like a Silent Night, Deadly Night, even though there's not much in there, like to conclude that this is a Silent Night, Deadly Night like sequel, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Like
you
maybe
know,
they just clipped in a few parts of the first part to make it
right.
a
Oh, it
sequel
just happens
technically.
to be Christmas with
Yeah.
grandma.
Right.
That lady was way too fucking trusting for medical patients. And she's
Yeah.
just like, come on in, you know,
Right.
not even like,
Well, that's how it
here,
was back
here,
then.
Merry Christmas, here, eat this dinner on the porch and then
Right.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and another thing that I have a hard time with this movie is like movies that I can't get a layout, like the
Yeah, that
farm.
seems to bother you for some reason.
Yeah,
But you also haven't laid out things that I think were like the in Terrifier 1 you mentioned that, but I had the layout perfect in my head.
all right.
So like I don't know if maybe you're looking at your phone, but like this one,
No,
yeah, the house, the layout of the house is fine, but the layout of the entire apple farm orchard,
well, the orange.
apple.
No, she brings them oranges.
Okay.
Yeah, they're oranges.
Oranges are from Florida. Everybody
Oranges are
knows
from
that.
California too.
Nah.
Okay, you could keep saying apple. I mean, it's cool.
No, yeah, no,
It's a
I
fuck
think
it. It's a banana farm now and
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't
It's
agree.
papayas. All
Yeah,
right.
kiwis. They
Um,
grow fucking kiwis on
yeah.
this farm.
Yeah,
Kiwis come
well,
from
it
trees,
also
right?
doesn't matter, but you corrected me anyway. So,
I'm just
um,
saying. I remember because
yeah, no,
she
I
gave
yeah,
him
I remember
oranges.
that.
He's like, "Thank you for the oranges."
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to Peru or Pyru or whatever, and he's like,
yeah,
"You're going to Peru?"
yeah.
But
Um, yeah, the layout of the farm, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because
no,
the house, like the interior of the house, yes, but the
yeah, I can.
cabins on the outside,
Right,
there was like supposedly two cabins, nobody was home though.
but there was a dog barking.
Yeah,
Where
so
he
I
knocked on the door
imagine,
and then the dog barked in the inside. It's just
yeah,
like,
I imagine that that meant Ricky killed both of them and in like the other two people that would have been on the farm, like
I
the
guess.
two people in the houses. They didn't really say one way or another. Maybe they were just at the bar drinking. I don't know. But then there's the barn, and
Yeah,
that is that to the left of the house or to the right of the house? Like
right.
I
And
think
like
it,
the
yeah,
back, where are we in the world? Because like the
Pyru
the brother, yeah,
on an apple farm.
the brother, the sister, and the girlfriend, they left when it was light. They got there when it was dark.
Right.
The cop and the mad scientist left when it was dark, got there like really fucking quick. Like
Yeah.
really fucking like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay,
Why
that
didn't it
like,
take you so long to get there?
yeah, my brain kind of focuses on those certain things like distance and
Yeah.
where it's just we have a character, the characters are traveling, we need them here now.
Right.
So it just kind of like jumbles my
Yeah. So
jellies.
like Laura and her crew take like it seemingly from daytime to nighttime to get there, but we don't know what point of the day because she gets picked up at the hospital. Obviously, that's probably like a 9 a.m., 10 a.m. kind of thing.
Right,
She gets picked up there. They go back to the apartment for a little while and then they head out. So it could have been like 4 to 7, and
maybe.
then those dudes were there, like started traveling at like 6, 5 or 6. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's possible that that makes sense, but you have to read so far into it.
But
I don't. One thing that it kind of bugged me was I didn't like how similar the sister and girlfriend looked. Like
yeah, wow,
I
they
got them
very
mixed up a
similar
couple times, and I was like, why would they choose to put two people that look similar? Like
because only two
pale,
people came in to read for
I
these parts,
guess.
and they
Like,
said, okay, play paper rock scissors, whoever wins gets the more lines, whoever
yeah,
loses gets the girlfriend part, but you got to
right,
show your boobs,
right,
you
right.
know.
Yeah, they
um
just picked two white pale girls with dark hair and
right,
blue eyes, like
right,
why? And especially when they're going to be when the brother is like seemingly killed off, then it's them two together and they're both
for like
walking
5 seconds.
they're walking arm in arm and you're like, wait, which one's which?
Right.
Like, because it's from the shot is from like kind of up, but a
Hmm.
distance back, and they're walking, and like you can't tell which one's leading which one. And yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
That just makes your brain pay attention more. So
I to what though? This
I don't
movie
know,
was
man.
empty.
I noticed we shit on this a lot though, but I would like to say why I enjoy this movie a lot
Yeah, go for it.
is because it's just so weird as a Silent Night, Deadly Night movie that it almost does like that circle thing, where something like just like, oh my God, like, I don't like this. I don't like this. This is so weird that I'm kind of enjoying at least the
Right.
fucking movie. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like no cell phone checks, no nothing.
Yeah.
And
I
it kind of like did that thing where it's like,
it took
actually,
me 2 nights to watch this.
it's not a great movie, but
Right.
I didn't hate it. So,
Yeah, I think I turned it off with like 30 minutes left in it. And I was just like, I was watching it, I was like, dude, nothing is happening. I and like,
right.
when I'm get when I get I'm at work, I got to go to work the next morning. My time, what I choose to watch is important
It's
to me.
precious.
So like I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, this is nothing is happening. I
Right.
know I'm gonna watch Mythbusters. And I take a break from it. I finished it the next night. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating this movie. I don't dislike this movie.
Excuse me.
I do agree with you with the whole like this movie sucks, this movie's weird, this movie's not that bad. Okay, I kind of like this movie. All right, yeah.
Right.
I think it would have been better if they took out the Silent Night Deadly Night correlation
Yeah,
and
of
just
course.
made this like psychics, random serial killer,
Right.
and then these events happen and speed the killer up. Like I still think that those complaints that I had about the
Mm-hmm.
movie still need to be made, whether it's a Silent Night or not. But yeah, I don't dislike this movie. Don't get me wrong. It's just that there was a lot more to say as far as the missteps
Mm,
and missed opportunities than there were for awesome parts of the
right.
movie.
Right.
But that only leads back to there's not a lot going on in this movie at any
There's
given
not
time.
a lot
So
going on. That's
yeah.
right. And there
And
could have
it
been
doesn't even
more.
yeah, it just doesn't even build to like an extreme all out full force like crazy, thing. Like it doesn't build up to some like full throttle murder fest.
Right.
It just it it stays like consistent throughout the rest of the movie. So yeah.
You know why also? Because what do you call someone who experiences deja vu twice?
Uh I don't
Stupid.
oh okay.
Remember, I could not believe, like, I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you just won. You just won. Fucking, this movie just won
Yeah.
because that is literally the weirdest damn line delivery
Yeah,
I've
because
ever heard.
well also the line doesn't make sense. But
Right. It's like garbage day, but kind of like we need a garbage day fucking like insert here and it's
yeah.
just that line. So but Jacob on that line, thriller killer, man.
I gotta say it was a kill.
No, I'm going. Is there
Hey
like a
man,
halfway? Like this is
you wanna give it a kill or a
no, this
thrill,
is like a
go
half.
for it.
Like this is like a fucking. I
Right. It's
winged it.
a you can't even
I've
say it's a thrill because mixing
yeah.
thrill and kill because that's just the same fucking word. So
Right.
like, yeah, it's in between a thrill and a kill. Like,
Right.
yeah. All right.
It was in between.
What's between a thrill and a kill?
Mercy
Just
killings.
fucking a normal life. It's a
Yeah,
normal
yeah, it's
life.
just normal life. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
it's a normal life. It
Yeah.
is suburbia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cult classic.
No.
Nah, I don't
The
think very
first one,
much.
yes. This one, no.
The second one, extremely yes. This one, I think everybody's just like they made three of them.
Yeah.
So
They made
nah.
5 of them.
Yeah.
The second one, I don't even think is a cult classic
Oh
because
my
it's
god,
just
fucking garbage day, dude.
yeah,
You
I
have
know
got to
you.
like
I
everybody
know you
watches
keep
fucking
referencing it, but it's still just the first movie.
it is. It's the first movie with somebody holding a gun up saying garbage day and getting
Yeah,
fucking famous as shit because of how mean that shit. I mean, memeable
yeah.
that shit is.
All right, fair enough. All
Like
right.
I literally did not know anything about this movie until I kept seeing like clips on fucking the internet on garbage day. And
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta find this
Oh, so
fucking
we watched
movie.
this because you saw clip of number 2 on fucking
No, no.
TikTok.
We watched this because I've never seen this.
Oh yeah, and you said
And
Bill
it's a
Moseley.
Christmas movie.
Yeah. Is
All
it
right.
though?
It is technically.
Yeah.
What's that? Where it is, but by like not really.
Yeah, like Die Hard and Gremlins and Lethal Weapon are more Christmas movie than this.
Yeah.
There, I said
Fuck.
it. I said it out loud.
Yeah.
It's true.
Fuck, man. Like, oh no, fucking.
All
Uh,
those movies are more related to Christmas than this.
Beetlejuice is more of a Christmas movie than this. Fucking Pirates of the Caribbean is more because I got Pirates of the Caribbean when I was a kid when 1 year for Christmas. So I see that
Oh,
more as a
okay.
Christmas
Well, then,
movie.
yeah, that makes it a Christmas movie.
Right.
All right. Would you see this movie in theaters?
No,
Yeah. Fuck no.
no, no.
How many stars would you give this?
I'm gonna give this a solid 2.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it 2.5 as well. Yeah,
Two and
that
a half.
feels right.
Be
Yeah.
like, it's like I'm not gonna watch this again. So
I'm gonna say go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say go watch it so you can experience it, but then don't expect much from it.
don't
That's
expect much.
all.
Watch it during Christmas time.
Like don't expect Christmas things in it either.
Yeah, this is a lump of coal.